In layman's terms, sexual addiction is any sexual behavior that is repetitive and compulsive and driven, very engaged and in fantasy and very excessive. I like to think about this in terms of fantasy, and I think that people engage in deep fantasy that are involved in sexual addiction or sexual compulsivity. Someone who is sexually addicted is engaged in problematic behavior that they themselves realize is problematic and feel guilty often about and feel remorse about and feel out of control. They feel that their impulses are out of control and their impulses and their sexual desires are running their life. They get lost in the internet, they get lost looking for prostitutes, they get lost in pornography, they visit pornographic movie houses. Where it becomes dangerous is when you actually start rationalizing that you can do what your fantasy says. Extreme danger would be meeting someone on the internet. You connect quickly with them, you meet up with them, and they end up being violent. There are different types of dangers. It's dangerous to engage in a process mentally and sexually that takes you away from a marriage or a relationship. That's dangerous because you threaten the intimacy of your romantic life and your sexual life with your spouse or partner. But this is really not about sex. It's really about escape and avoidance of painful and difficult feelings and situations and dynamics within your mind and within relationship to other people. And this then is a way that your birthright to be a sexual being is co-opted for another purpose. So it transcends the realm of mutuality, reciprocity, intimacy, into utilizing the adrenaline and the high, if you will, of the trance-like state that people feel sometimes when they escape into intense sexual stimulation, pre-orgasm. Because typically after orgasm, the fantasy wilts and dies, and you often feel ashamed. People can rationalize and go on like this for years, decades, become middle-aged or older and realize they've not had a significant relationship, a significant romantic relationship in their life, that they look around and their life is work and porn or work and this kind of activity and very little nurturing or sustenance from other aspects of their life. So I think what I'm trying to elaborate here is the difficulty in really taking the step to getting help and realizing that there's nothing shameful in and of itself about sexuality, but that the wires have gotten crossed and that sex is being used as a way to cope with things that are not being addressed. And until someone really is able to be honest and lay open the extent of their fantasies and what they're afraid of and what they're ashamed of, I think that the outcome is very bleak, and prognosis is not good for someone like that.